The movie opens with a butcher shop. As the butchers go about their daily business, several individuals known as vegans assault them. Torture is opposed by vegans and meat-free diners. The business of Vincent and his wife is in the worst condition since their work is progressively ceasing, and in the meantime, Vincent starts beating a man who is near them. We later saw their two buddies, although at the time, their business was profitable and they were doing well at work. They can't help but praise their work in front of Vincent and his wife for this reason. They were getting ready to go home when they saw their friends, Mark and his wife, and their luxuries. They passed the youngster who doesn't eat meat and he was with them yesterday. To exact retribution, Vincent crashes their vehicle with his bicycle. He thinks the youngster could have been hurt, but he passed away right there. Vincent starts to feel uneasy, so he suggests to his wife that they should call the police. They'll let the police know that he was in an accident and wasn't murdered by them. However, his wife forbids him from doing so and suggests that they should dress his dead body. He was ready to chuck it after getting home, but he decided to dice his body instead. A piece of meat fell next to his dog as he was dicing it. Vincent is surprised as the dog starts to eat. After slicing his ear and enjoying it, Vincent throws a piece of it to his dog. When he witnesses his dog's behavior, he gets an idea, and that's why he hopes to explore this proposal with his wife after approaching her. Since it was already too late, they retire to bed. The following day, when he returns to his shop, he discovers that his wife accidentally sold the human flesh he had kept after dicing it on a customer. As a result, Vincent is quite terrified. The client enters in the meantime and comments, "The meat I took yesterday was pretty excellent, it tasted so nice." After hearing this, his wife claims that the meat is excellent while consuming it. Vincent informs her that she had consumed human flesh, and after hearing him, his wife rags. Numerous clients arrive in the meantime to purchase this mouth-watering meat, and a sizable throng approaches to purchase it. Even the cops were unable to determine that they were purchasing human flesh. They had made a sizable profit by selling the entire body of that human. Vincent consumes this flesh at night as well, and he discovers that the meat is indeed tasty. His wife proposes killing the vegetarians in order to prey on them to make profits while selling their meat. For some time, Vincent thinks about her idea. Their daughter and a friend pay them a visit the next day, and they learn that the buddy of their daughter doesn't eat anything since he doesn't eat meat. When Vincent's wife notices that he hasn't eaten, she offers him a beer. He explains that he can only drink his vegan beer and cannot drink a conventional beer. Later, his wife offers cake, but he is unable to consume it since it contains eggs. Watching her vegetarian boyfriend, their daughter has also started to dislike eating non-vegetarian. As a result, Vincent grows to detest vegetarians more. On his wife's advice, they set off on the quest, and they encounter a non-meat eater while at the vegan's hotel, and after they leave, Vincent attacks and attempts to murder him. Since he fears murdering him, he was unable to do so, and they instantly leave this location as soon as possible. His wife tells him afterward that we have to do this in order to expand our store. The next day, they retry again after moving among the populace. They demand that they stop eating meat. Because they were acting out the situation, they prey on anyone who doesn't consume meat. A boy then appears, compliments them, and extends an invitation. They weren't going to let this opportunity go by. However, the youngster wasn't there alone himself, but was accompanied by friends. Each vegan receives a key to the butcher shop, and they alter their look before going to destroy the store. They were joined by Vincent and his wife, who later learn that the establishment is owned by their buddy Mark. They don't care, they damage it after entering with non-meat eaters, and they wreck the store. After contacting his pals and the police, Mark informs them of the situation. The police officer informs Mark that they have a recording of the camera video and will immediately identify the person responsible for the shop's current situation. A waiter arrived when his wife was alone and began conversing with her strangely. She has inner joy when she learns that the lad doesn't consume meat. Later, Vincent's wife cuts his tongue as he is leaving her to go home. She informs Vincent that I've brought a non-meat eater once she enters. When Vincent goes there to murder him, he observes that he is waiting for his wife and then starts being rough with him. After hitting him with a pot, Vincent kills him brutally. While cutting his body, they separated all body parts since they now routinely do this. As they labor, they eventually come to appreciate it, and even they had to increase the price of meat because of high demand. They start preying on a player who wasn't a meat eater one day, but the youngster soon realizes that they are deadly and pose a threat to him. They attend Mark's supper the next day when they were consuming the meat they had brought with them. The incredible deliciousness of this meat also astounded Mark and his wife. Whereas Mark and his wife formerly praised their efforts, Vincent and his wife are now more confident about their business. While eating meat, Mark and his wife discovered a little gadget. The conflict between the families gets worse over time, eventually escalating into a huge brawl. Vincent begins to nibble Mark's ear after removing it during the altercation. Mark and his wife are shocked when they observe this, but he spits the flesh out rather than eating it to avoid suspicion. One day, there was a vegetarian fair to save animals, and Vincent with his wife also visited. They were searching for suitable prey there, and after finding a healthy female, Vincent becomes envious and wants to devour her. Their daughter and her companion were subsequently found there, and their daughter's buddy in particular is shocked to see them there, and he asks them, "What are you doing here?" Making some excuses, they fool him, but they were not ready to go empty-handed home. After selecting a healthy female at night, Vincent was dicing her body. He is told by the policeman that there have been more reported cases of missing people recently. In the midst of this, his dog arrives by taking the girl's arm in his mouth. He sees it, and before getting panicked, he thinks that his game is over and that he will surely be apprehended at this point. He makes his escape from there after utilizing his intellect. Later, after seeing his wife, he informs her that he must stop since it is driving him insane. "I was persuaded to devour a young child today." His wife eventually convinces him after explaining to him. Later, the friend of their daughter shows up to express regret for what he said at the fair, and Vincent became aware that his wife was planning to kill him when she began to flirt with him. He forces his daughter's boyfriend to get out as soon as possible without giving him any reason. Numerous clients arrive the next day to purchase the delicious meat, human flesh. Vincent informs them that we no longer have that meat and won't be having it going forward. The consumer wanted it so badly that she threatens them and goes out while complaining. Vincent's wife asserts that their family will again go in those dreadful days just because of him. Vincent leaves the area indignantly after hearing this, and the non-meat eaters return to Vincent's business after he left. They previously went with them to raid the butcher store. That's why they discover that Vincent owns a butcher business with his wife, so they kidnap her. When Vincent arrives back at his residence, the non-meat eater's vehicle was waiting there. He is aware that something bad has happened to his wife or his shop. When they were ready to execute Vincent's wife on the other side, he shows up and attacks them with his sharp knife. When he is hurt during the altercation, his wife lets out a scream and murders the final youngster who doesn't eat meat. They manage to escape while saving their own lives, but only after killing a lot of people. They are taken into custody by the police and given a life sentence. The movie ended with Mark telling the police about them because he had suspected them ever since Vincent cut his ear. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one.